Right now, as you watch this, you're standing on a rock hurtling through space at 67,000 miles per hour, orbiting a star that's just one among hundreds of billions in our galaxy. And yet every human who has ever lived, every king, every criminal, every inventor, every dreamer, has lived and died on this tiny speck. Which raises a strange question. What if Earth was never supposed to be our final destination? What if, one day, humanity is meant to leave? And here's an even stranger thought. What if we don't have a choice? Because hidden inside the story of life itself is a pattern that seems to repeat over and over again. And if that pattern continues, our descendants may one day stand beneath alien suns. But before we get there, we need to answer something far more unsettling. If spreading across the universe is our destiny, why hasn't anyone else done it? The universe is unimaginably large. There are trillions of planets. Many are older than Earth. Some should have had billions of years more time to develop intelligent life. So where is everybody? This mystery is known as the Fermi Paradox. And the more scientists think about it, the stranger it becomes. Maybe intelligent civilizations are incredibly rare. Maybe they destroy themselves. Maybe space is simply too difficult to conquer. Or maybe something happens to advanced civilizations before they get the chance to spread among the stars. Nobody knows. But if the galaxy is truly empty, then humanity might be more important than we realize. Because we may be among the first minds capable of carrying life beyond a single world. And that brings us back to the pattern. Life doesn't like staying in one place. Plants spread seeds, animals migrate, humans crossed continents, sailed oceans, and climbed mountains long before they knew what waited on the other side. Every time there was a frontier, eventually someone crossed it. Perhaps space is simply the next frontier. But there is a problem. Actually, there are several. And the biggest one isn't what most people think. Most people assume the greatest challenge is reaching Mars. But Mars is only the beginning. The planet is freezing cold. Its atmosphere is extremely thin. Radiation constantly bombards its surface. Even the soil contains chemicals that can be harmful to humans. Living there would be less like starting a new city and more like surviving inside a giant life support machine that can never be allowed to fail. Yet Mars is still close enough to reach in months. The truly terrifying challenge lies beyond our solar system, and the numbers are almost absurd. The nearest star system, Alpha Centauri, is over 4 light years away. That may not sound impressive until you realize that light itself, the fastest thing in the universe, takes more than 4 years to get there. Current spacecraft would need tens of thousands of years. Think about that. Entire civilizations could rise and collapse before a single ship arrived, which reveals the real enemy: distance. The universe isn't protected by monsters. It's protected by physics. And physics doesn't negotiate. Nothing with mass can travel faster than light, at least not according to everything we've discovered so far. So how do you reach another star? The answer may sound like science fiction. Generation ships. Massive vessels where multiple generations live and die during the journey. The people who arrive wouldn't be the same people who left. Or perhaps future technology could place humans in suspended animation. Or maybe we won't send humans at all. And this possibility changes everything. Because the first explorers of the galaxy may not be flesh and blood. They may be machines. Imagine self-replicating robotic probes. A single probe reaches a distant solar system. It builds copies of itself using local resources. Those copies travel to new stars. Then, those copies create more copies. Over enough time, a civilization could spread across the galaxy without requiring billions of people or impossible amounts of fuel. In fact, some scientists argue that if advanced civilizations exist, this is exactly what they would do. Which creates another disturbing question. If it's possible, why don't we see evidence of it? Again, The silence returns. And perhaps that's why humanity's future matters so much. We don't know whether intelligent life is common or rare. We don't know whether civilizations survive long enough to become galactic. We don't even know whether we're early or late to the cosmic party. But we do know one thing. Earth is vulnerable. Asteroid impacts, supervolcanoes, pandemics, wars, climate shifts. A civilization that exists on only one planet is taking a very dangerous gamble. Becoming multiplanetary isn't just about exploration. It's about survival. It's creating a backup copy of humanity. A second chance if the first one fails. And maybe, centuries from now, that backup becomes something more. Imagine a child standing beneath an alien sky, looking up at a distant star. A tiny star that from their world happens to be our sun. To them, Earth wouldn't be home. Earth would be history. A place known only through stories. A distant world where their ancestors began. And that's the future that fascinates me most. Not because it's guaranteed, but because it's possible. The people who first crossed oceans probably had no idea they were reshaping history. The engineers building rockets today may be doing the same thing. Every great journey starts before anyone knows where it will end. So are we destined to spread across the universe? Maybe. Maybe not. But perhaps that's the wrong question. The better question is this. If the universe has placed an ocean of stars in front of us, will we be brave enough to sail it? Because one day, thousands of years from now, someone may look back at our era and realize something extraordinary. The journey to the stars didn't begin when humanity left Earth. It began the moment we decided that staying forever was no longer enough.